Retro Rob plays everything.
Hey there gamers, Retro Rob here, and today we are going to take a little trip back in time to the 80s, back when maybe you'd only get one game a month. And I know that sounds like terrible, but in reality it was pretty cool because you got a chance to really truly enjoy each game that you bought to its fullest. I really like that, and it's something we miss out on today because if we don't like a game right away, we just go on to the next one. I mean, there's like, what, 30 releases every month? 100 releases? Who knows? So, anyway, one of the first things I would always do when I got a new game is I'd open it up and I would take a look at the catalog and read through it and find out what new releases there were, because that's how you did it back then. We didn't go to the internet. There wasn't a whole lot of TV advertising at the time, although there was some. But really the way you found out about new games was the catalog. So today we're going to take a look at the 1983 Parker Brothers video game catalog. More games, more systems, and more fun. We'll see about that. Alright, looking right at the beginning here, I'm just going to read the first paragraph for you. Look us over and you'll see something new. For starters, you'll see an exciting new lineup of video games. Games like Star Wars, Frogger, Q*bert, Popeye, James Bond, and many more. Games based on popular themes, famous characters, and hit arcades. Each one designed to challenge your skills with creative gameplay and quality graphics. Alright, we'll see about that. Here's a list of supported systems. I was aware that they did do a variety of game systems. I didn't know it was that wide, but whatever. Well, Intellivision and Intellivision 2 are the same thing, so fair enough. Let me go over here, take a look at Frogger real quick. And Super Cobra. Frogger was a great port. Really fun to play, enjoyable. They're enhancing the graphics there a little bit, but all in all, it was a really good game. Super Cobra, on the other hand, was a bit of a disappointment. I never found it as enjoyable as the arcade. It didn't really capture the arcade game, and I did used to play the original Super Cobra arcade game. Too bad. Next, we're going to take a look here at Skyhopper and Tutankhamun. Skyhopper, I never played. It's one of the few games by them that I didn't play. Tutankhamun I did, and it was another big disappointment for me. The original arcade game, I actually had access to it in a friend's basement. He literally had the arcade machine in his basement, so I got to play quite a bit of the game, and so I was much more disappointed with this one than maybe I would have been if I didn't play so much of it, but it just did not feel right, didn't look right. Pretty bad port in my opinion. As I recall, the ColecoVision port was not terrible. I think I probably have it here somewhere. Alright, next we've got Reactor, which was amazing in the arcades. No, really. Reactor was a great game in the arcades. I like this part of it. I don't think it's terrible, but one of the things with Reactor is that it had these big speakers on the arcade cabinet, and it just made like a racket like nothing else. It sounded like no other game system out there. And it was just really incredible. I don't think I've ever seen any home version of Reactor other than this one, by the way. I think I've only played the Atari 2600 Reactor. I have no idea. Yeah, it doesn't look like they made it for anything else either, so that's probably why. Popeye, of course, is a classic. And it was pretty good on the Atari 2600. I mean, there's definitely better versions. Next over here we've got Q*bert, which is pretty amazing. I bumped into the original creator of Q*bert a couple years ago at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Interesting guy. We had VR set up at the time, and he played Q*bert in VR, which was kind of cool. We had that VR arcade, so he thought that was kind of neat. The Atari 2600 version was not awful, but it was not great either, in my opinion. There were definitely better versions of it made later on. Anyway, Astro Chase I have never played, I'm afraid. Next we have G.I. Joe Cobra Strike. Strangely enough, I have played the game and did kind of like it. That said, I liked the Commodore 64 version of G.I. Joe way better. And boy, is that game awful today to look at, so don't even bother listening to my recommendation on that because the game did not hold up. Next we have Strawberry Shortcake Musical Matchups, which I have not played. Only because I don't like Strawberry Shortcake. Because she's the devil. It's not true. I hope nobody out there loves Strawberry Shortcake. I'd hate to hate to just have a crappy comment like that. Upset somebody. I don't mind upsetting people, but not needlessly. Alright, next we have Spider-Man. I like this game. You know, sorry. I know a lot of people don't, but I actually enjoy the Spider-Man that came out on the Atari 2600 quite a bit. Thought it was alright. I have never played the Incredible Hulk. That's weird. I wonder how rare that game is. Look at that. Wait, there we go. That game has got to be pretty rare because I have never seen it in person. Next we have Chess. Totally didn't play it. Risk. Hey, remember when I said I played a lot of Parker Brothers games? Apparently I was wrong. There's a lot of these that I have not played. I liked Risk a lot as a game. Still think it's pretty fun. Played a lot of versions of it. I never even was aware. Oh, it's for the home computer and 5200, which explains why I wasn't aware of it. Because I did not have an Atari computer till much later in life. Like much, much later in life. I was a Commodore guy, so there's that. Here's two games that I have played a lot. Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, which is amazing. And Jedi Arena, which is not so amazing, but I still played it. I didn't think it was that bad. I had to be told it was bad to know it was bad. I was kind of a dense kid. But clearly I knew that the Empire Strikes Back game was way better. Way better. Jeff Minter makes a game that's just like it, called Attack of the... I think it's Attack of the Mutant Camels. Somebody correct me. I know there's some guys out there that like Jeff Minter's work. That'll correct me, but it was a great game too. Jeff Minter being a great developer. Nice plug for him. In a totally unrelated video. Next we have the Return of the Jedi Death Star Battle, which that was pretty good. I liked it too. Didn't think it was a bad game at all. It's not great in retrospect. I played it recently and it's not that wonderful, but not terrible. Next we have the Ewok Adventure, which I never played. I wasn't a big fan of Ewoks when I was a kid. I wasn't like hating on them or anything, but I thought they were a little bit annoying. You know what's missing? You know what is missing? The original arcade, Star Wars original. There is no Star Wars the original arcade game in here, which was one of their high points. It was so good. Oh well. Next, to prove how few games I played, I've never played this one either, which is the McDonald's game. Did this ever come out? It says coming soon. I wonder if this never came out. I will find the McDonald's game and I will play it just to torment myself. And Lord of the Rings, I've not played that one either. Looks great. Anybody play that one? I think some of these games came out when I was starting to switch over to the Commodore 64. That's probably why some of them I didn't play, because at one point, when an Atari game was coming out, boy, I was hounding it. Could not wait to see it. Finally, we have the James Bond game, which I never played. I'll have to try that one out if it exists. I was a fan of James Bond, so I'm kind of surprised I didn't play it. That said, I did have James Bond for the Commodore 64, but that does not look like the same game. Looks kind of neat. Finally, we have this lovely matrix that you can pick your games from. So the Atari 2600 clearly had the most games available for it, which makes sense because it was the most popular platform, and it's one of the reasons why I stuck with it so long. It really had a lot of great games for it. And there we go. Dial 1-800-VID-KIDS. Call us. We speak video. That's kind of creepy. Anybody want to call that? Go on, call them. I'll wait. Alright, I'm not going to wait. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.